Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. New kit, by the way. But we're here today to, go over my predictions that I gave at the start of the season. I'm going to react to the predictions that I placed at the very start of the season back in August of where I think every team would have finished in the Scottish Premiership between 1st to 12th. A little while ago now, so you might have forgotten. So don't worry, we'll have a graphic on the screen showing where I predicted teams to finish and where they actually finished. And I'll try and briefly sum up every team's season and how I think it went. As much as I can, I like to keep it a shortish video. Some teams I'll probably discuss more than others, especially towards the top end of the table. But I'll try and keep it, 2 minutes each a team or whatever, so we can just kind of, be fair and give an insight to every team this year. I thought this year was fantastic for Scottish football, a brilliant season, really entertaining from Celtic right down to Ross County from top to bottom. I thought it was brilliant. A lot of people like to give the league stick, say Celtic don't have competition, etc. Yes, last year we went invincible, and it did look, and you could say it looked that way. But this year has been a very entertaining season for everybody. I think it's been great for Scottish football, one of the best in recent memory, without a shadow of a doubt. So we're going to get cracking right into it, and well, I guess we start right at the bottom. Make sure if you enjoyed the video to like and subscribe, and let's get right in it. So I'm actually going to start in the order I predicted teams. Instead of going through the actual league table, I predicted at 12th to be Hamilton. One year they'll get relegated. It just never seems to be the year. Every year, I think the 2 years that I've done this now, I've put Hamilton at 12th and they've stayed up both times. Which is, hats off to them. Hats off to Martin Cannon with such a low budget and such a small club. They managed to stay up and they've done it again this year. I don't like Hamilton. It annoys me that they're in the league. It does just... I hate these plastic... And I know they're not the only team in the country to have it. And there's plenty of others. The plastic park and such, the 2 stands in their stadium, it's not a very Premiership feel you get off of them. And I thought this, I'm not saying that I want them to go down, I don't really, but I mean, they had a strong enough season. I predicted 12th, they actually finished 10th. They were in a bit of a dogfight towards the end to stay up there. But, for Hamilton, I think survival is always just the aim. I think the fans will always be more than happy with just staying in the Premiership. It gets them more money. It'll sell them more tickets. I mean, they barely sell any as it is, right? But, they do a lot. It does a lot more for them. And after going through a few problems this year, they lost a few good players. They lost Greg Docherty to Rangers, for example. Then they were caught up in a big financial scandal, losing, a couple of £1 million, which is massive to a club like Hamilton. That's a lot of money. A lot of people from down south will be watching like £2 million or whatever. That's nothing. But to a club like Hamilton, that is a lot of money, like a big blow. So they did have a few downs this season, but you know what? They stayed up, and at the end of the day, that's what Hamilton need to do, and they've achieved their goal. So Martin Cannon probably will stay on as Hamilton manager next year, and the aim for them will be stay up again. Will I predict it to be relegated again next season? Let's be honest, I probably will. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. 11th, I put Dundee, and automatically, I thought they were going to be that far down the table, and they only finished 9th, right? So I wasn't too far off. I was 2 off again there, and they done better than what I thought they did. They didn't exactly get into that relegation position. They were on the bottom half and in a bit of a dogfight as well. But they did manage to stay up. And the reason I put them so low down, I said it in my prediction video, is I didn't think Neil McCann would do any form of good job at Dundee. And fair enough, he's kept them up. He's done decent enough at points. He's had rough patches as well. But I honestly didn't think he would last the season. He was only brought in originally the season before and for like 6 games or whatever. And then he resigned, then he got the job again. But my opinion was, he's a pundit. He's nothing more than a pundit. He's going to walk in there. He's going to make a right arse of himself. And to be fair, he proved me wrong. He's kept Dundee up, and I guess once again, a club like Dundee, the aim, what is it? Stay up. That's it. You can't really ask for more when you're a Dundee fan. You can't exactly expect your team to go on and challenge for the title. Top half is always going to be difficult with the teams with the bigger budgets. Dundee, yet again, they don't have a big budget to spend, so they've stayed up. At the end of the day, that's what they're there to do. And you know what, Neil McCann, you proved me wrong. You proved me a dafty, I suppose. So there you go, +2 for them as well. They finished 9th and I predicted 11th. I was a bit harsh here, wasn't I, with Motherwell? They came off the back of a horrific season with Mark McGee in charge, Motherwell. But they've had a fantastic season. They've still finished the bottom half. I predicted they'd finish 10th. But they finished 7th, so a difference of 3, still in the bottom half, I suppose. They could have very easily made it the top half though if they managed to just, keep a bit of consistency. Stephen Robinson though has came in and done a remarkable job, picking up from the scraps that was left by Mark McGee. He came in totally transformed, one of my opinions that I had as to why I thought Motherwell would finish 10th, one of the main reasons was because, Robinson came in and he made like 10 first team signings. And when that happens, it's never really, you know, a sign of good things, because it could just change too much. It can go one of two ways, and I honestly expect it to go the way it would just, you know, be a terrible decision. It would backfire completely, and the club wouldn't have any sort of identity, chemistry, whatever. That's the way I thought it was going to go. But no, Stephen Robinson, from the first game of the season when they played Rangers, they looked strong. They gave Rangers a tough game that day. And, you know, throughout the season, they've had very good games. They've made life difficult for the bigger teams. And I hate playing Motherwell, and I feel like it will be a tough cup final next Saturday playing them, because they're very physical, they're very aggressive, they don't let things happen easily. They've always pushed us when we've played them this season. So it will be a difficult game, to say the least. We've already took them on one. I mean, there's another highlight, you know, finishing 7th and getting to 2 cup finals. Fantastic season for Motherwell, and I think the fans can be very happy with that. I've honestly thought they would be fighting for survival. But Stephen Robinson, hats off to him, has done a phenomenal job, and he has a chance to win silverware on Saturday. Will he do it? I don't think so, and I hope not. But, you know, the chance is always there. But 2 cup finals and sitting in 7th place, not too bad a season at all, especially when I'm predicting them to be in a relegation dogfight. So, aye, Motherwell finishing 7th. The relegated team, the only one so far, you know, there still could be a relegation on the cards. They've still got the little playoff thing to do. But Ross County, I predicted 9th. And they fell right down. Finished rock bottom, by far the worst team in the league this season, and a disastrous season for them. Started off poorly, they decided to sack McIntyre, which was surprising, despite, you know, the poor start to the season they had. McIntyre was someone who gave them their first ever major honour. And the League Cup one a couple of years ago. You know, it could have had more time maybe to turn it around, but they didn't waste time. They got rid of him, and they made a big appointment for a club like Ross County. You know, Owen Coyle, I've never rated him as a manager. I think he's woeful. I would never ever employ Owen Coyle if I was the owner of a football club. But when you look at the bigger picture, you're looking at a man who's managed 3 or 4 Premier League clubs. He's always been linked with a Celtic job, big jobs. He's managed his fair share of decent teams. And to go to Ross County, you know, the smallest club in the league, arguably, it was quite, you know, it was a good sign for Scottish football, but it didn't work out. It wasn't quite Stevie Clark. I thought Owen Coyle was going to come in and save Ross County. As much as I don't rate him, I thought, right, he's done stuff. He's done well before with clubs like Burnley. So, I mean, surely he'll be able to keep them up at least. Nope. Disastrous appointment, and that is why I would never employ him after that shit show with Ross County this year. That's the reason I would never employ him. But he's gone now. Ross County are down. They've got a lot of work to do. Will they come right back up? I honestly don't think so. Maybe in the next couple of years they might come back up, but I don't see it happening either. They've still got the likes of Dundee United down there. You've got, you know, teams that Livingston could still, you know, there could be Partick Thistle down there. Sudden interruption. But I don't know if they'll come back up. Tough competition down there for them, and we'll see where it goes. But Ross County, I was a bit off. I think I'm negative 3, 4, something like that. Don't know, but I predicted them 9th, and they finished bottom. Negative 3 then, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Kilmarnock. Jeez, oh, what? This is one of the teams we can talk about all fucking video. I predicted 8th. And when you say this doesn't look like a big massive gap. They finished 5th, so it was only 3 out. But if you look what has transformed that Kilmarnock this season, Jesus Christ. You'd think Stevie Clark is Jesus himself. What he's came in and done, you know, if he was there the whole season, God knows where Kilmarnock could have been. They could have been pushing for 2nd if Stevie Clark was there longer. Start of the season, Lee McCulloch was still in charge. Very, very poor start. They got rid of McCulloch. Stevie Clark came in and bang. Clicked. Making big signings. Yusuf Malumbu comes in. Fantastic signing. The only way is up right now for Kilmarnock. They've got to do their best to hold on to Stevie Clark. You know, he was getting linked with the Rangers job. Gerrard's obviously got it. But a big appointment was made. Another shock appointment like Owen Clark. I was like, Stevie Clark's got to Kilmarnock. And these are really good signs for Scottish football. Really, really good signs. But Stevie Clark came into Kilmarnock and an unbelievable season for them. Finishing 5th. A very good season. Very strong season. You know, Celtic haven't beat Steve Clark yet. We can't do it. We've had 3 attempts. We've lost 1 and we've drew 2. He makes life difficult. You might not love his brand of football. It's very defensive. And he's still got... I mean, how he managed to do it with somebody like Chris Boyd up front is baffling. Well in Stevie Clark, to be fair. 5th place finish, though. You wouldn't have seen it coming for Kilmarnock. You wouldn't have been picturing them pushing in the top half. And now the question is, how well can they do next season? What can they do next year? Can they keep this momentum going? Can they keep this form going? on to next season, or will it crumble? They need to continue on the signings, the building that they've been doing, because it's been fantastic for them. And I'm sure they will have a strong season next year. The likes of Hibs and Hearts and such won't make it easy, but big season ahead. And Stevie Clark, well in. It's a big manager congratulation episode, isn't it? Fuck's sake. I feel like we're rambling. I mean, I'm 11 minutes through this recording already, and I'm not even in the top half. Partick Thistle, I predicted finish 7th. Jeez, oh. What made me put them there? Fuck knows. Well, the season before, they finished 6th. Finished in the top half. This season, they're on the fucking verge of relegation. They could be going down. They've got a playoff to play against Livingston. I would not be surprised if Livingston beat them. Partick Thistle have had a very, very poor season, in fairness. They stood by their manager, stood by Archibald, who's been at them for fucking eternity, you know. So, they've got a lot of work to do to stay up. They've still got 2 games. They've got to beat Livingston in. I imagine they're probably favourites to stay up and beat Livingston, but you can never count them out. And it's been a poor season, just a disastrous season really for Partick Thistle. Not really been any ups for them, and I'm sure they'll be happy to get this campaign over if they just stay up and then focus on rebuilding, just doing everything to change next year. Just change and put this season behind them. 7th place, I predicted. That is the furthest off, I believe, I was with any of the predictions. Hold on, just checking. Yep, -5. I was 5 off. 5 off. I was so kind to you, Partick, and you fucking let me down. I mean, I don't like yous, right? But I mean, you let me down. Then we get to the top half, and I basically predicted it spot on, which is lovely. And that's what, when people might say, I said, oh, your league is so predictable and such. Well, it was a very exciting top half this year. Very exciting top half. So 6th, I put Hearts, and they managed to finish 6th. A very weird season for them. They got rid of Ian Cathro just before the league campaign started, just after they failed to qualify for the Betfred Cup knockout rounds. And Craig Levein was brought in. What a guy. I say that very, very, very enthusiastically, very ironically, and very sarcastically. Craig Levein brought in very impressive spells for Hearts. They were the one to end Celtic's unbeaten run. I don't want to remind myself of it, but they've done it. 4-0 win. They went through a massive run of conceding no goals. Great defensive show from them this season. I mean, it's very unattractive football, yes, but they keep clean sheets, I suppose. So, but Hearts, finishing 6th, maybe wanted to do better. Still a massive gap between them and Hibs. I mean, when you look at Hibs just got promoted and 20 points ahead or something. So, Hearts have still got a lot of work to do. Arguably, find a better manager would be one of the things. I mean, yep, he's got them at 6th, and there was impressive runs this season, but Craig Levein's utter wank. I don't know why you'd want to have to listen to him every week and watch his football every week. But they'll keep Levein in charge. He's not had a disastrous season. He's still finished top half, but there is work to do for Hearts. They've got this new stand, not build, they're building the reputation, trying to make themselves bigger and such, signing better players. They brought in Naismith, a big signing, obviously on loan, but they're making these big signings. They want to push on, but arguably, I think they just need someone different at the helm to do that. I still think they're miles behind Hibs, miles behind. But during the summer, that might change. But I said 6th, I expected that, and they finished 6th. 5th, I said St Johnstone. I honestly thought they would have had a good season this year, but nah, just not good at all, really, was it? They finished 8th. Which, it's alright, I mean, for St Johnstone, but you do pick something. Sometimes you just think they've got a wee bit of something to be better. And this year they weren't. Stephen McLean's off in the summer, so they've got some rebuilding to do. Tommy Wright probably is disappointed with the way this season's went for St Johnstone. 8th place, you know what, it's hard to judge. And if you're a St Johnstone fan watching, let me know what you make of your season. Are you happy with an 8th place finish? Because personally, I don't know. I just look at St Johnstone, I think they should be doing better than 8th. I predicted them 5th. I thought they would have had a much better season. It kind of was just very inconsistent. And I can't remember them even offering much of a challenge to Celtic when we played them. I think they might actually got a point out of this in one game. I can't remember. But that's not much to say. A very bland season for them. I can't recall much about their season. But St Johnstone finishing 8th. I predicted 5th. So -3 on that one. Here we go. Let's get cracking with the knacking. The top 4. Hibs, I said 4th. They finished 4th. The bottle merchants, the utter arseholes, they had 2nd in the palm of their hands, and they fucking threw it away. Hibs by far this year, in my opinion, and I know this is controversial to say, and really the stats don't show because they didn't finish 2nd. In my opinion, they were the 2nd best team in the country this year, and I know that is hard to say when 3 teams finished above them and 2 beat them to 2nd or whatever, 2nd and 3rd. But the way they went about playing their football this year, the way they challenged the bigger teams, they beat Rangers twice and should have yesterday. Fuck knows what happened. Up 3-0, drawn 5 each. Don't know how that happens. They offered such a big challenge to Rangers, Aberdeen. They got beat off Aberdeen a while back, but you know, offered challenge anyway. Celtic, you know, fuck me, beat us this year. They got a point at Easter Road, point at Celtic Park and all. Did not make life easy at all, Hibs, this year, and were very entertaining to watch, and I'm very happy for Neil Lennon. But they could have had second. I said it, and I said it in the prediction video. You can go back and watch. I was feeling very ballsy, and I was saying I want to put Hibs in second. I can see it coming, and I feel like a lot of people in the comments were saying they're not going to finish second. Not a chance. They're nowhere near Rangers and Aberdeen yet. Came right back up for the Championship, and Bob's your uncle. They very much could have finished second and probably should have. They bottled it at the last minute. Big players already to hold on to. Hopefully Neil Lennon stays at Hibs. I like Neil Lennon. I don't really know where he goes if he leaves Hibs. So I'd like to see him stay. Hopefully he doesn't throw his toys at the pram and resign. You know, if he thinks he's gone as far as he can, no, he can push that team to get in the second place next season. Because honestly, if they manage to keep a hold of their best players and improve and keep a hold of Lennon, I'm saying it right now, Hibs will be taking my second place in my predictions for next season. But a very good season for Hibs, and I think Hibs fans can be very pleased. Very annoying at points, it will be, yes, they dropped a lot of points to silly draws. That is one thing I said, look, start of the season, they struggled with it in the Championship, you know, just drawing a lot of stupid games. I said if they're going to come to the Premiership and do that, they're going to kick themselves. And they've done it a lot this year. Threw away silly points. And if they didn't, they would have been easily second place this year. Moving on to third. I'm not going to take a break between this. Rangers, third. Everybody was fucking caught. I knew that. I'd say that again. I said it at the start of the fucking season. No chance of finish second. And they didn't. I mean, they weren't far off. Fair enough, right? But I mean... I didn't think they'd finish second, and I honestly thought Hibs would finish above them at the start of the season, and once again they very much could have. Rangers, very poor season, very poor season. I'm not being biased. It was. You cannot stand by and say, you know what, there was positives from this season. No, there wasn't. It was pish for them. Absolute shite. Pedro Caixinha, fuck knows how he ever got that job. Fuck, God only knows how he got it. Absolutely disastrous. He comes in, gets sacked. See you later. Graham Murray. Poor guy who's hung out to dry, in my opinion. I'm not going to go through my opinions on how Graham Murray was treated. Rangers fans will, you know, just rebuttal it by saying, oh, you don't know what it's like to go through all that and such. You know, I'm trying my best always to be unbiased and such, but it was a horrific season for Rangers. Embarrassed of us, time and time again. And they really need to do a lot under Gerrard next year. Will they improve a lot? God knows. We need to see who he brings in. I can't really predict much. Gerrard's never managed a team in his life. God knows how it will go next season. But this year was a poor season for them. I don't think there's any denying that. Especially when the amount of people commenting saying, you won't be laughing when we either do finish second or even win the league. Couldn't be any further off us. Fucking won the league with ease, mate. Aberdeen, I predicted second. Finished second. Probably, you know, not as good a season as they'd hoped for. No cup finals. But second place ultimately is what Aberdeen always want. They wanted to beat Rangers to that, so I imagine the fans are not going to complain. They kept a hold of Derek McInnes, a very difficult year for them in that terms of things. You know, the manager was wanted at umpteen points. You know, when Caixinha was sacked and when Murray was got, you know, he was always going to be linked with the Rangers job. So Aberdeen stuck through it all, got through it all. I did perform a bit, and then in the split they just tore it up, and they made second place theirs. They made everybody else a bitch. They beat us yesterday. So a decent enough season for Aberdeen. There's probably still improvements to be made to make sure they can keep that sort of edge over Aberdeen, over Hibs and Rangers, because I feel like they do need the improvements, especially if Rangers plan on making big signings this summer. And with Hibs looking the way they were this year, they could very much easily overtake them. So Aberdeen still have improvements to make, I would say, but a strong season, second place, is what they want and it's what they got. So champions, there was never going to be any doubt, top of the league, Celtic. Hail. Season, I'll do a season review individually for Celtic, so I don't want to speak too much, don't want to give too much away. But, I mean, we were always going to win the league, we won it in August. Not to be cocky. But aye, another title, 7 in a row now, and fairly straightforward. You know, a lot of teams though presented a lot of challenges for us this season. At points there was games that was difficult to watch. Many teams doing their best to take something off Celtic, whether that be a point or 3 points. So it wasn't an easy season. It was quite invincible this year for Celtic, but we are still the champions. That's what matters. Top of the league. who fucking cares? If you have enjoyed the video, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know your opinions and such to my predictions and my reviews of each team in the comments below if you have anything to rebuttal. But aye, if you enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe. See you next time.